All right, guys, hello and welcome. We have another cast here in the Blue Carbon Cup. This time we got Fire versus Aaron. On the screen here, you see now are their spirit animals. Fire has the Aldabra Fodi, and Aaron has the Aldabra Flying Fox. So it looks like these creatures actually would see each other in real life. They would actually have a real encounter. And so it is today that Fire and Aaron will have a real encounter. I will zoom in on this a little bit. Unfortunately, there's nothing between 25% and 50% zoom on Microsoft Paint. And if there is, then I don't know how to achieve it. One of these is some kind of bird, and the other is it looks like some kind of bat. Not a carnivorous bat, but a fruit-eating bat. It's herbivorous. It eats fruits. Could you imagine being like one of only 250 people left on the Earth? Apparently there are only 250 of these mature adults remaining, this flying fox. Whereas with this bird, the Fodi, there are estimated to be 2,000 to 6,000 individuals, which is actually kind of a pretty big margin of error. So, but these animals are just for fun. You know, the winner of the tournament there's no implication for the impact on the animal, the tournament, other than part of the tournament is to raise a little bit of money to donate to some non-profit ecology organization. But I'm sure that you guys all came here for the Age of Empires, so let's start talking about that. So Aaron is a part of the KH group, whatever that means. I think Aaron might be from a Latin American country, but I could be wrong about that. AOE2.net doesn't say. What we do know is that Aaron is between 1850 and 2.1k, somewhere in that range. Aaron has been as high as 2.1k, but currently he is at 1850. So could be challenging to go up against Fire, who is a pro player. Fire is number 39 in the entire world. His rating is somewhere between 2.5 and 2.6k. So, Aaron is definitely the underdog here. Their first game is going to be played on Guage Swamp. Let's begin. So in the red, we have Fire playing as the Mongols, and he is situated around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame. And Aaron is playing as the Blue Persians. So Aaron is situated around 11 o'clock, I would say. And what I like about this is that these two are actually pretty close, so this could be a pretty aggressive game. This map shows some habitat that has been destroyed. You can see that these fires are still burning, and there are animal carcasses and rubble and logs, and there's even a lumber camp here. So these chimpanzees need to get their act together and stop burning down the environment. So what's interesting about this map is that you start with a dock that has 10,000 HP. Unfortunately, though, for Aaron, this dock does not have 2x the HP. So this bonus is applied. I guess it's applied before, and then the HP of the dock is changed to 10,000. You cannot build any additional docks, and there are indestructible convertible fish traps around here. So the players will fight over water for a little while. That's what we've seen. This map has been popular. This is a comfortable map. Aaron bringing in a boar. Wait, what? And apparently having a pig roast. Look at that. The dead boar is on fire, you guys. Is that the same thing with Fire's boar? Dead animals apparently burn. Oh, that's cool. That can't be a mistake. The question is, will that fire go away after the animal is completely emptied? That's what I'm not sure about. So, Fire with the fires underneath his town center. Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to keep an eye on that. Otherwise, this will look like one big bonfire here. So, what kind of builds can we expect? Well, they're both scout civilizations, but Aaron is going 4 on wood. So this would suggest a plan other than scouts. Let's check fire. Fire only has 2 on wood, maybe 3 if this villager builds the house first. Oh, look at that. The fire stops burning when the animal's food is completely removed. Watch this. Oh, that's really cool. So it's like the villagers are... Wait, what? It's back. Oh, it's because they killed a turkey over there. Okay. So, Aaron taking a couple of arrows from Fire's town center. And Aaron is on his way up to the feudal age. Or actually, sorry, Fire is on his way up to the feudal age. Fire is probably doing... Oh, look at this. It's some kind of 18 pop scouts build. Guess he gets a little bit extra food from these fishing ships, so that seems about right. That makes sense. Mongols take hunted meat faster. Aaron getting loom and then going up. Now, Aaron has 4 on wood and is headed to go over to gold. So this tells me that Aaron is planning on making fire ships from his dock, and he's just going to burn fishing ships down. Whereas Fire has not gone to gold yet and is just doing a traditional scouts build. So I think Fire does not really care too much about the fish in the middle. Fire's philosophy seems to be, I'm going to use this fish, I'm going to get a little bit of free food, it's going to help me with my scout rush, and then I'm going to do a devastatingly fast scout rush. That seems to be Fire's plan. So we'll see what happens here. These villagers that are chopping stragglers will probably, there we go, build a stable. Aaron is not up yet. Aaron will be up soon, though. The problem with Fire's plan is that if Aaron scouts the stable or sees the scouts, Aaron may not be expecting the scouts now. Aaron fled Fire's base after taking some town center arrow fire. Really, actually, I'm kind of interested. Oh yeah, Fire's being very aggressive with his scout, trying to deny Aaron this information that he's going on a scouts build. Okay, Fire. Having said that, Fire has made a fire ship, and a fire galley, I should say, and Aaron will do the same. Aaron is expecting to make many more, though, because we have villagers on gold. Fire managing to kill that scout, but I think Aaron is playing cautiously and is going to build a barracks anyway. Maybe he suspects that Fire is going to go scouts. I don't think Aaron has seen Fire's scouts yet. Oh, he's seen the second one. Okay. No, actually, it's the same one. All right. So, I don't know. Fire not building any more scouts because he cannot afford it. Does not have the food for it yet. I'm not really sure what's going on. All right, so he's got 2 scouts here. Maybe it's just a 2 scout rush. Fire's economy is not looking too fantastic. And, okay, stable coming up for Aaron. Yeah, I mean, if the best Fire can do is 3 scouts, then that's not going to be too hard for Aaron to deal with. But he's showing the scouts now. Aaron can see these scouts now, and we're probably going to have a spearman queued up soon. Okay, they're microing fire ships here. How did Fire... I guess you have the gold to build 2 fire ships, and that's basically it. So are these scouts intended to pick off... Oh, interesting. Fire is walling Aaron out from from fish traps. He sent a villager forward, and he's building these walls and fighting crocodiles in an attempt to... I don't know why he doesn't just build walls around Aaron's dock, if that's really the goal. Yeah, I don't know what Fire is doing with these scouts, honestly. But he may have given up on it and just said, you know what, screw it. I'm not going to get damage in with these scouts at this point, so I'm just going to be super annoying and wall in the fish traps. And lame the stone. He's laming the stone, you guys. The small walls are up. Scouts The probability of the scouts doing any damage has now reached 0. Fire, okay, he still has a fire ship here, but he has no fishing ships. Aaron has killed them, either with fire ships of his own or with a scout. Fire finishing these quick walls. He's on the prowl for damage, but he will not find it. The wood lines for this map are large. Now this area itself is not really usable, but when you don't have to worry about over chopping, which is nice. Okay, oh, we have a garrison dock here. Okay, demolition raft. Spire is getting horse collar, and of course, as you can expect, he's built a big farm base here. He's building more scouts though. It says he has 5 scouts. What are they gonna do? He found some turkeys. Found some more turkeys. Aaron did not do a good job scouting out his turkeys. Is Fire gonna steal these turkeys? No, he just leaves them. He leaves them for now. He's checking to make sure this is fully walled, which it is. I have a huge expanse back here. And he's going to wall this off, and both players are going to plan on going up to the next age. So it actually really was not that aggressive early on. There was a struggle for the middle that resulted in Fire giving up, losing all of his fishing ships. He might try to snipe this fishing ship here. Looks like he's made a demolition raft, and he'll be making another one. But despite how close these players are, I guess their personality-wise, it wasn't really all in feudal for them. We've seen some pretty aggressive feudal plays on this map. However, Aaron did build a tower for some reason. Which I don't really know that I agree with this tower. I mean, there weren't any archers, right? And Aaron has his scout around, so... And he built a stable, so he has more scouts. So I don't think he was under enough pressure to justify this tower. But he is playing against Fire, pro player, so maybe he's jittery. Fire getting loom now. Oh, yikes, he never had loom? Yeah, Aaron should have scout rushed him. If you don't have loom and you get scout rushed, I mean, it's a disaster. Fire confident enough that Aaron doesn't have enough scouts to dive his town center. Aaron is getting close to clicking up to the castle age, though. He just needs a little bit more gold. Oh, get him in, get him in. Oh, he just barely manages to get in time. That was very fortunate. Could you imagine the disaster if this villager had let all these scouts in? Oof, that would have been brutal. Fire probing for weaknesses. Aaron has to repair the locked palisade gate. Fire is not on his way up though. He's a little bit off. He needs some more food. The food is actually right here attacking these walls. And as we predicted though, Fire not really getting any damage in with the scouts. The eco KD is 3-3 apparently, although Fire has lost 6 eco units. I'm not really sure how that's possible. I mean, I could see maybe 1, maybe 2. 1, perhaps 2 to crocodiles. But I don't know how he lost 3 more eco units than Aaron killed. Aaron here looking for some damage with these scouts isn't going to find it. Fire paying attention with his town center. Scouts better get moving. The spearmen are going to find them. There are plenty of spearmen here from Aaron. Aaron has 4 spearmen total and 2 scouts. All right, Aaron is Castle Age. What next? Bow saw because he needs more wood, and maybe make a knight or two? I'm not sure. Doesn't really have the resources to do much else. He can't drop another town center immediately because he built a tower. So he's going to build a knight, and it looks like we just get a big explosion from Fire's demolition raft. Takes out two of Aaron's spearmen and both of Aaron's scouts. Aaron says, "Dadgum." Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, so we got a knight and we got a few more scouts headed this way. Aaron must be saving his gold for something else. Aha! Here's a demolition raft. The fishing ship tries to flee. Bam. Dead fishing ship. So now what? So Aaron was in Castle Age faster than Fire, although I don't think it really got him anything. Fire has a larger military. Okay, so Aaron has decided to open up another more efficient lumber camp here. But that means that Fire could dive this, so Aaron needs to guard it with his military, and that seems to be what's going on. We got these units kind of coming back to loiter around here. Aaron building another stable. Now I think Aaron should do what Fire did and kind of try to build some bigger walls. Fire over here taking the stone, so this tells me that Fire is interested in Mangadai. Mangadai could indeed be extremely devastating against his opponent. There's a window of opportunity for Fire to kill a bunch of villagers if he runs up here and blocks like these three, but he doesn't see it. He is about to get raided by Light Cav, although there are camels hot on their tail, so I don't think Aaron is going to do too much with these Light Cav, despite getting the upgrade. Decides to leave. So, no booming for Aaron. See what Fire has. Fire's one town center as well. He has a 4-villager lead, though, because he eventually reclaimed the middle. He's got two of these fishing ships counted among that. Okay, here we are. Aaron building an awful town center right here. Should be building it here on the stone, I think. Where would you build this town center? And the villagers are going to be like walking behind it to deliver the wood. Oh, there's a dead villager. I think this area right here is kind of an untapped potential for Aaron. There's gold, there's wood. It's in front of, it would be in front of the town center. This would be a great spot for a town center right here. Fire building another town center here. So now they're going to boom. Fire's made some basic camels to protect himself from Light Cav. He's made some monks to heal those camels. And he's going to build a castle soon. But this town center is just slowing him down a little bit. Oh, no. No, Aaron. Aaron walling out this really lovely town center spot. Could you imagine if he invested what's over here into here? That would be awesome. He could wall across to here. He could build some houses behind it, build a town center. He could put farms all back here. It would be glorious. Instead, he's got this big thing right in front. Fire is now getting wheelbarrow at 14 villagers on farms. I guess that's a reasonable time to get it. And Fire is building another town center. He's got enough camels to keep this area secure. Fire has a few units on the, or Aaron has a few units on the prowl. So he's going to be able to get that third town center. What is this? Okay, so Aaron wants to raid Fire. Thinks it could be a good opportunity to slip in behind Fire's lines, perhaps, but this is actually closed off right here. So Aaron is not able to get in that way. So Aaron bought 100 stone and built a second town center, and has not gone on stone since then. What is this? A barracks? Another barracks. Aaron is investing in pikemen. He's afraid of those camels. Okay, Aaron's light cav killing a fishing ship from Fire. It seems like both players are not really having much luck fishing the center. They're pretty good at policing the center and making sure their opponent is not fishing. These camels taking a bad fight against pikemen. Now they're running. Numbers are too big here, so Aaron is going to pull back, and I think that's wise. Aaron could use a few monks. Fire building a forward castle on this devastated tract of land. It is 26 military for Fire to 8 military for Aaron. And Fire has 3 town centers. Although Aaron does have a villager lead over Fire. It's not much, but it's a little bit. See, Aaron doesn't have to fight this here because there's no siege. There's nothing pressuring or damaging his buildings. It's just Fire getting ready. So Fire kind of misplaying a little bit and showing all of this to Aaron before he's ready to come in and do damage. I mean, he sent a few light cav to come and raid him, but it's not a huge deal. These light cav are going to be annoying, though, if they get back here and they start picking on farmers. Okay, Aaron getting bloodlines and... Sorry, Fire getting bloodlines, and Aaron picking a bad fight here with the pikemen. There was no need to fight that. There was no siege, and Fire wasn't attacking you. So it could be that the pikemen just voluntarily suicided into that, which is a big Age of Empires thing. I doubt that Aaron commanded that attack. Mangadai are coming forward. Okay, so this is what you build up for. See, this is what you don't want to allow to have happen. If he still had his pikemen, maybe he had a few more pikemen. I know he's making pikemen now. He might actually have a little bit of a shot at denying this. He's dancing around in front just to delay the castle. And now Fire can build it. So this castle is going to be a problem. It's going to deny some of his farms. Yeah, could you imagine if he had twice the number of pikemen here? He might actually pull through. This castle will go up. His light cav need to attack the villagers and not the castle foundation. Aaron calls the GG because he knows. So, Fire taking the first game over Aaron and Aguaje Swamp. So overall, I think that was a good game. Nobody destroyed anybody else's dock that game. All right, let's go over to replays here. And let's go to the next one. Where is game 2? Hold on one sec. Let's see which one. Let's see which map game 2 is on. Okay. I guess we just have to assume that they're in order because it's not saying the name of the recording. Oh, here we go. Game 2 right there. Let's start watching. So this is Aaron's home map. Is actually Pandora. This is exciting. They're playing something that I created. A pro player. Fire and a really good player, Aaron. All right, they're playing the most updated version. We're going to start with 1 scout. Pandora is a fun map. There is a lava flow here, and it looks like there are rhinos this time. down here on the gold. Here is the double layer. You can chop through to potentially get access to ships. This is the only place you can dock is this beach right here. But once you have docked there, you can you can transport ship into the middle of these reefs, these rocky areas, and you could build more docks here. So Fire is playing as the red Magyars. He is on the left, and Aaron is playing as the blue Lithuanians. We've seen a lot of Lithuanians on this map, although, okay, there are 5 relics still, and he knows exactly where they are, but that means his opponent does as well. And you can certainly bet that Fire will be very vigilant about trying to prevent Aaron from getting these relics. The last time that I played on this map, actually, my opponent was Lithuanians. They're a solid pick, I think, for this map. And I may have mentioned this before, but you only start with you get 3 boars because there are no deer. But you only start with 1 scout this time. You do not start with 2 scouts. But I guess theoretically the players could see these boars down here and maybe take them. So Aaron is going to build a lumber camp on this forest patch. I'm not sure that I agree with that. I think this is a better forest patch because it's not as far forward. Fire's forests are, yeah, this is a pretty smart wood line here from Fire. Right in the back. These are terrible wood lines. And I think Fire knows that. He's already starting the wall off here. He might actually just wall to the edge of the map here. And maybe he'll try to wall this too. But it's a tough map to wall, I think. And you can wall to these reefs, but if you do, it may prevent land units from getting through, but sea units can slip through here. So that's kind of one of those gotcha things about the map, if you're not careful. Let's take a look at villager count here. Fire is sending a 4th. No, this is a boar luring villager. So he's got 3 on wood. So he's probably going to go scouts again. And let's see what Aaron has. Aaron has 3 on wood as well. And sending a 4th? Okay, so Aaron probably not going to go scouts. We'll see, though. They are further away from this barrier than planned. Oh, Aaron getting loom already. Wow. What is going on here? Aaron is 17 pop and getting loom. Probably could do a forced drop-off with this boar meat and then click up to the feudal age. This Fire's coming in here with the junk trying to maybe steal something. Nope, Aaron just making another villager. Okay, so just getting loom early for the purposes of maybe having a safe walling villager, like to make it so the villager will not get killed by a scout. Fire really coming in here with the junk and keeping an eye on what Aaron is up to. Here's Aaron's scout. Okay, Fire has queued up another villager. He's got loom coming. He just wants to click up. Okay, Aaron has clicked up at 18 population. And Fire just needs a little bit more food. Maybe not quite familiar with the map. Oh, here he comes. All right, so he wants to chop through to get to the fish, or not to the fish, but to the boats, I should say. And Fire is on his way up too. Oh, nope. Okay. No, he's just going to mill this. Never mind. He's not chopping through. So Aaron on his way up, building a barracks. He's got double lumber camp. And he's got 8 on wood, so maybe like some kind of archer's build? I'm not sure. I've never seen this map played at this level before amongst 2 very worthy opponents. I mean, Fire is still a pro player, and Aaron is an 1900 2K player. So I don't want to say that it's a hugely... I think Fire is heavily favored to win, but overall, like if you had to balance... well, if you had to consider all things like the balance of the players and the level of at which the map is being played, this is the highest I've ever seen anything that I've made in terms of like a high level balanced competition. This is the highest I've ever seen. Aaron building a stable. So Aaron does wish to make scouts. Fire is heavily on the berries here. You can tell that Fire is hurting from a lack of eco bonus. He's heavily on the berries. Now the good news for Fire is that this map is pretty defensive. There's a ton of stone on this map. It's crazy. It's actually insane how much stone there is on this map because you need it. If these ships get through, the reason the map is called Pandora is because you can open Pandora's box and let all these ships out. You're going to need every stone fortification you can get. Okay, Aaron has a couple scouts. I'm not sure why Aaron's scouts are coming back here. He may have seen Fire over here or gotten nervous. Fire starting to farm. He's walled this corner off for himself. Built up some safety. Now Aaron's ships can still pass through here. But Fire just crossing his fingers and hoping that Aaron isn't going to come and do a ton of damage. But these villagers out here are quite vulnerable. They've finished those berries off. Now Fire should have a lot of knowledge about food. Yeah, he knows where these berries are. And there are occasional fish on these reefs. Although he may not have found it. But Aaron is really yet to attack Fire. Now does Fire know about the... Yeah. He knows about the lava flow. Let's see if we can cycle through that. Wait a second. I think I'm on Gaia's point of view. There we go. No, Fire does not know about the island down here with all the gold. That's funny. Let's see if Aaron knows about it. Okay, yes, Aaron does know about it. He scouted it. He sees that there's some gold down here. So Aaron mounting an attack against Fire. Fire trying to get this stable up. He just needs a couple more hits. Fire, finish the stable. Alright, there we go. So now Fire has a stable and he's able to build scouts. Potentially pressure Aaron, who has walled his base off. Kind of like this. He's still missing a section here. He's going to have to finish that. Oh. Fire's villager gets caught out of position. And, oh, he saves it. Nice. So Aaron has lost one eco death. Fire's gotten one villager pick off. So it would have been good for Aaron to pick off that one villager who is currently standing here. He's waiting for it. He's got 3 HP, so one doink will do it. But Fire will probably give him a safe job. Or maybe Aaron will come in and see him and just doink him. Come on, Aaron. Go get him. He's right here. He's right here. Aaron. No, Aaron. It's Aaron fighting the scouts instead. Aaron, he's right there. He's right there. Tie it up, man. No, villager gets away. Oh, I know that sounds horrible. We were rooting for this guy to get killed, but I want to see a competitive game on this map, right? I want it to be as balanced as possible. So neither player attempting to chop through, and neither player going for the gold yet. The resources are tight, so they may not be able to afford to do too much in the feudal age. These Magyar scouts with the extra attack, the junk is going to go down. Oh no! He saves it. He saves the junk. It has 1 HP. So he should bring it back and repair it. It could travel right through this as though it were a gate. Fire wants to wall off here. Make sure that he's all protected. Aaron has to pull back. He does not want to fight that spearman. And where did Fire's weak villager go? Aha, he's over here. Send him back to gather gold. He's not even helping because he can't reach it. Fire's golds are actually both forward, which is unfortunate for him. But there are some neutral golds which he can secure this way. That villager is going to go down. These spearmen now are on top of that house. Neither player is on their way up to the castle age yet, although Aaron's resources are closer. Fire is still going to be able to get in here. He's going to find that there's a hole in the wall. Why is that the case? I'm just kind of curious here. So that's Fire's point of view. What is Aaron's point of view? Oh yeah, so Aaron knows all about this. He knows that this is open. He has to. Maybe it's just not a priority for him because he's so far ahead. Although Fire has a lot more villagers than Aaron does. But Aaron's on his way up to the castle age. So Fire's going to wall this off, and he's going to make sure he's properly walled. So that when Aaron hits castle age first, he's not able to do too much damage. And Aaron coming in here to wall this, although Fire scouts are already in. Luckily for Aaron, Fire did not see this. Okay, Aaron actually walling here first. I'm not really sure why that is. Could just have been a misclick. As he's doing the small walls. There's still a gap here. So Fire could come around and try to get in here. I'm not really sure why he doesn't. He needs to build one more wall segment here. Spearman coming. Doinking Fire. Palisade gate. Okay, and Aaron needs to finish this wall off here. Okay, Aaron is transitioning into archers. I don't think Fire has seen that yet. Maybe he did. But neither player playing to the map. At least so far that we've seen. Aaron is castle age. Fire is on his way up. Fire building a second stable, but it's back. So that it is harder for his opponent to scout. And these archers are going to try to get in. But Fire is in a tough position in the sense that both of his golds are walled out. So he's been lucky enough. He's able to wall and protect some of these neutral golds. And he starts a secondary wall behind this. In terms of the feudal action, it looks like the total score is Fire got 1 kill and lost 2, whereas Aaron got 2 kills and lost 1. So it's similar. Feudal age. Looks like the archers are going to try to chisel their way through here with the help of these spearmen. And Fire just counting on being up fast enough. What's he got here? He's got some scouts in this stable. He should be getting armor for these units. He can get the armor now. I'm not sure what Fire is saving all of his food for. Maybe he wants to go fast imp. I don't know. He's at great risk, though. If Aaron swings north and discovers this gold, he can kill like half of Fire's gold economy. And of course, Aaron can just walk right in here. Fire's going to try to force this town center down, but I don't think he's going to have time. I think Aaron is going to discover it before then. He's just trying to keep these crossbowmen distracted with this group of villagers and minimize their casualties. And Aaron is now ahead of Fire in terms of villager count. And this is a mess here for Fire. He's going to have to play his heart out to come back. Okay, these crossbows are taking some damage from that town center. A big thing, though, is that Fire needs... And he kind of panicked and he built this stone wall here. So he doesn't have the stone to build another town center. But I would recommend building one on this wood line right here next to this Fire, or next to this gold. Got some Lithuanian cavalry archers too. What is Fire up to? Okay, Fire's looking to raid Aaron, but I don't know that raiding is the right thing to do right now. Aaron's got a big lead. It's 50 villagers to 38. Although, this is still not properly walled, so Fire could get in here. That's walled, but this is not. Actually, wait a second. You know what? It is. We zoom in on the mini-map. This is a contiguous forest. Look at that. Solid green. Never mind. I take it back. Aaron, I was wrong. He walled successfully. Okay, these knights are out. Do the knights have any armor? They have the first armor. They need another armor. Okay, the Scorpion getting good value in on those archers. So those archers have finally been cleaned up, but they definitely paid for themselves. The total score right now is Aaron is basically ahead 20 villagers. So that is really good for him. Although Aaron has not been going after the relics at all, which I think is a mistake, especially given his lead. Aaron did manage to clean up Fire's raiding party. So the Eco KD is 3 to 19. And the overall KD is 28 to 39. But Aaron definitely in a much better position. Fire with lots of extra gold. Maybe he's just stockpiling it up because he walled his assigned gold outside. There's more gold over here. And of course the relics are in here, but you got to go out and try to get to them. Ballistics coming in for Aaron. I don't know how good Lithuanian cavalry archers are, you guys. Let me know if they're missing some upgrades or what the deal with these things is. But Aaron seems to think they're good. He's making a lot of them. He's got 10 here that we can see, and he's making more. Scorpions are working on... They're chasing off the cav archers. Fire has rewalled, and I think Fire... What's Fire's plan? Is he going to build another town center? Go into Mega Boom? So far, they're just playing it like a land map, I gotta say. I was not expecting that. I thought somebody was going to chop through. And I haven't seen as many stone walls as I was expecting, too. There's a ton of stone. I was expecting to see more stone fortifications. Okay, Knight's killing the crocodile over there. And what is this? Somebody has a monk nearby. Okay. Fire has a monk here. To convert. Cavalry archers as well. We got husbandry coming in for Aaron. It looks like Aaron is in on Fire, but Fire has light cav and he's got scorpions here, so these will have to withdraw. Oh, I want to see these guys make ships so badly. I don't think it's going to happen, though. So let's take a look at the villager count here. Aaron's 79 to Fire's 57. 81 to 57 now. And Aaron has 23 military to 13. Can Fire come back? This is a big military here for Aaron. I think he's pretty afraid of these 3 scorpions, though. I think these cav archers would be fine against those scorpions, if you want to know the truth. Nobody is really taking advantage of all this stone, though. Aaron has enough stone for a castle. Will we see a forward castle from Aaron? We see light cav coming forward to attempt to snipe that mangonel. And Fire's in a lot of trouble right now. This military is going to be very difficult to stop. He just doesn't have the men. Okay, castle foundation. And this castle is about to go up. Fire calls the GG. Yeah, he knows he couldn't stop it. So this one goes over to Aaron. We see an upset on Pandora. Aaron is able to take a win off of fire for this map. So how do you guys think that game went? They never chopped through. They never chopped through, and they never went down to the gold here. The game did not last long enough. I think Fire was unprepared for this map. That would be my analysis. My guess would be it was his first time playing it. And because he really seemed to struggle to get up to feudal age. He didn't have the food. He had a civilization that had no obvious, like, what do Magyars do on this map? It's very hard for me to place this civ. So I just think he had never seen it before. That would be my guess. And maybe if he had, he would have chosen a different civilization, or he would have worked out a build order that would have been better, that would have allowed him to get in here and contest, do some economic damage to Aaron. So we'll go on to the next one here. It's going to be trade wins. This is going to be Fire's home map, and it's game 3, so we're going to start watching. Okay, so Trade Winds is a fun map by Zetnus. It's basically sort of like a double map. You've got a fortress here that you could trade with if you wanted to. You can't trade with a fortress, but there's like ports around it that you can trade with. There's lots of mangroves out here. There's some forests on the islands themselves. But what makes it interesting is the fact that there basically are 2 islands, and it's like enemy archipelago. And it's actually played on a 4-player map size. So you're essentially playing for 2 players at the same time. And maybe Fire chose this map because he's got really good macro. I know I would struggle on a map like this, keeping track of all of that information. There would just be too much for me to do initially. I like, and there's the smallest differences early on in the game can have a huge impact. So, if I'm all boomed up and it's 30 minutes into the game and I lose 10 villagers on a town center that I wasn't really keeping track of, then it's not the end of the world. Whereas in this case, if you lost 10 villagers on a wood line for one of your town centers in the feudal age or late dark age, it would be a disaster. So it's definitely more difficult, more challenging macro-wise to do a map like this one. We got Italians versus Huns. Now, I think that we saw Huns in the show match. Italians make a lot of sense on this map. Any water map, Italians make a lot of sense on. Huns, I don't get. I still do not get Huns. If somebody can explain Huns to me on this map, I'd be very, very, very grateful. What the heck are we doing with the Huns on this map? Maybe somebody is thinking, I'll go Huns, I'll do a castle, I'll make Tarkans, and I'll just clear out one of these islands for myself while slightly contesting the other one. I don't know. I don't know. So, no docs yet from either player. Aaron is housed, though. Oops. To rush down some houses. Interesting to see which players, which base the players make their main base. If they try to equally divide it. Okay, Fire bringing in his boar. So nothing has happened yet. You still start with the junk, you guys. There it is. The junks are going around exploring the map. If you build a dock, you could actually use the junks to trade. They're actually a trade ship. And you could trade with these ports if you wanted to. You have to be careful because there is a pirate ship here. There are a couple of pirate ships. But you can avoid them easily enough. Probably mostly. Do you start with 2 scouts? Yes, you do. Aaron has a scout here and a scout here. I wish we saw more of the island elevation over the water. I think these islands should be elevated over the water if possible. Just to nerf ships, to give more bonus damage to units and to reduce the amount of damage that ships do. Like Northern Isles, it's a great idea. So Fire's got his main wood line here. And this tells me that Fire, I mean, I guess it doesn't really tell me much, actually. It's a back wood line. It's between his towns. He is building a dock here. So it looks like Fire intends to go water. And for his sake, he better hope he wins, because this is a big investment in a wood line like that. Although, he actually doesn't have a wood line for the other town center. Makes sense. So the wood line for Aaron is going to be here. And I guess if you walled off, it wouldn't be too bad. They're both on their way up to the feudal age. Fire with a huge villager lead, though, 44 to 33. What is going on with that? I didn't see anything. Look at this mining camp here. Do you guys like or dislike this mining camp? I think this is a terrible mining camp. It's going to be very inefficient. The villagers are going to be stumbling over each other to get to it. But it is right in between stone and gold. Now let's talk about the late game Civ matchup. Like Italians versus Huns. Italians are going to destroy Huns late game. No question about it. Those Genoese crossbowmen, like what do Huns do against Genoese crossbowmen? They don't even get onagers. They don't even get onagers. They don't get onagers, and everything else they do is mounted. So the best that Huns could do would be to make a ton of skirmishers. But then all the Italians have to do is like mix a couple of condos or some hussars in front of it. And it's totally fine. So late game, Fire needs to end this game early. He needs to not let Aaron do what he wants to do, which is make genbows. Genoese crossbowmen are insanely good against Huns. What do we got here? You do have an infinite tree, an infinite straggler that you can chop in case you lose access to wood out here, which is an interesting choice. And each town center gets one. And it should be unlameable. Maybe each player gets one. So here's the haystack. Just the infinite tree here. And I guess each player gets one. Aaron building a defensive tower over his minerals. That's an interesting choice. And here it comes. Here come the Italian galleys. Is Fire trading? Nope, he is not trading yet. He has 2 junks though. And Aaron's galleys are going to find these villagers on this wood line. Fire needs to see these junks here and be like, oh, that's bad. He knows his opponent's in feudal age. He may have even seen the galleys themselves. Aaron getting a villager kill there. And Fire has to withdraw from that wood line. And he's going to take gold instead. So I think Fire just wants to go fast castle. This wood line is a little bit better defended, but even still not perfectly. And he may have actually chopped through here. This looks like an overchop, and if it isn't an overchop, it's still dangerously close. But luckily for Fire, Aaron is looping around this way, looking for something. So Fire has gone scouts. He attacked these small walls here. These small walls are very smart. And he didn't get much luck with that. He actually saw the demolition raft and made a beeline. Got away from it as quickly as possible. Fire's on his way to the castle age. So this is a big risk. You know, can Fire use the advanced technology of the castle age? And he's heavily on stone too. So this is telling me that he is going to go Tarkins. He's going to build a castle and make Tarkins. He's building a watchtower here. The question will be, which island does he build the castle on? I think the better island to build this castle on is this island here, because he knows that this is the island where his opponent has a pretty meaty wood line. Aaron building a tower on this wood line, though. Fire has built some fire ships. Aaron not interested in engaging there. So we basically have seen that Fire's gotten 4 equal kills to 2 deaths, and Aaron has gotten 2 kills to 5 deaths. So not only is Fire ahead in economy kills, but he's ahead in military, and he's going to be ahead in technology here pretty soon. Fire has 13 military somewhere. Don't ask me where. He's made a scout here. Okay, we got a little bit of a battle here. Just a few more seconds for Aaron to feel safe. Aaron has 700 gold. He needs to buy a bunch of food and click up. He's rushing up a market now. Fire hitting the castle age, and Aaron's like, "Dad gum." Yep, that's not what you want. The question is, where does Fire want his castle? Oh, nope. He's going to build a town center instead. I thought for sure he was going to build a castle. He is instead simply getting the war galley upgrade, and he's going to come back with some of these regular fire ships. They're not fire galleys, they're fire ships. And he's got knights here. Aaron is in big trouble. His navy is huge. Fire has the first armor, but not the second. Aaron's got to build another wall behind this. Oh, Fire actually running away from the demo rafts, but Aaron calling the GG. He's just too far behind. So I'm not really sure what happened there and how Fire got so far ahead. I think it has something to do with Fire building lots of these docks, if I were to guess. So that next game goes to Fire. He's pulled ahead in the set. So let's go and take a look at the next game. The next game is Marsh Madness. This is Aaron's second home map. I do not agree with using this map as your home map. It seems like this would be a great map to get killed on by somebody who has an elo advantage over you. Pandora makes sense because there's lots of stone, and it can be a little bit more closed if you play it right. But this one, like, look, you can't even wall to your wood lines here. This is unbuildable rock terrain here. These big forests, but you can't wall to your wood lines. You could small wall, though. You start with a couple of berries underneath your town center. And this is especially good if you're Fire because you're Franks and you get a berry picking bonus. And Aaron is the Japanese. So Aaron clearly has some kind of plan here. We have a sign and some pottery. There's a neutral land up here with a divider. Overall, it's just a big jungle. You know, it's really not as bad as Land Madness, actually, looking at this. These woodlines are much, much thicker. They're bigger. They're thicker, and they're made of trees that are bigger too. But wait, what? Where's this perch? Okay, I don't know how that selected the perch, but it did. So we got some mangrove stragglers here. Aaron pushing in his deer. Box turtles. There seems to be plenty of fish out here. So that's going to be the real question. The players are so far apart. I don't know. I mean, on the one hand, the map is very open in the sense that you cannot wall to your wood lines. You cannot build a wall between your wood line and your town center. So that would suggest that the map is very open and aggressive. But on the other hand, look at how far apart the players are. They're like on opposite corners of the map. So will that mean that the players will simply go fast castle? You know, have a really clean, tight build? Or will the players exert feudal pressure? Even though it takes a while to get over here, your opponent cannot wall, so your attack is more likely to deal damage to your opponent. And certainly, given the amount of fish that's here, there will be naval aggression as well. But the question will be is how much do players invest in navy to sink fishing ships, and how much do players invest in land units to kill villagers? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to support Capture Age. My bad. So we might have a little pop-up to deal with here, guys. Okay, Aaron building a dock. Neither player is really close to clicking up to the feudal age, although it seems like they did get all their sheep in. Aaron pushing deer. Is Fire going to push deer? No, Fire is scouting. Fire is looking for the opportunities. Boar coming in. Aaron going to block the boar so that the villager reaches the town center with more health. Smart. Garrison. Okay, so there is a weak villager here. I remember that animals used to be affected by the same logic that units would use. Like if a unit was fighting, it would calculate the unit that it would be most likely to kill, so it could do the maximum amount of damage before it died. So for instance, if you had a light cav that you clicked into a group of villagers, if there was one villager that had less health than the rest of them, the light cav would generally prioritize attacking that villager. And the same thing with like knights among crossbows and crossbows among pikemen, whatever, right? Well, the same logic applied to boars. So you'd bring in your boar and you'd garrison your weak villager in the town center, and the boar's logic would go after the next weakest villager that was attacking it. Aaron trying to click up here. Aaron clicking up. This is 23 pop. Okay, this is up on 23 pop, and Fire is not far behind, going up on, what, 27 pop. Aaron's got 2 villagers worth of town center idle time. Ouch. And Fire has built more ships than Aaron has. So Aaron only has 3 ships, and Fire has 4. Anyway, and the boar would go after the weak villager among the villagers that were attacking it, and so it would kill a villager anyway. I always thought that was pretty funny. It's logical, too. It makes sense, right? If you're that animal, you're going to try to go after the weakest aggressor to try to even the odds as quickly as possible. But people were upset about this. They said, it doesn't make any sense. Why would an animal be so smart to know who the weakest villager was that was attacking? It's like, well, animals aren't stupid. But they changed it anyway. Animals are not stupid. They may not be book smart like people are, but they have an intelligence about their instincts that allow them to survive. They still have to survive. It's, you know, in many respects, I think animals are smarter than people are. Honestly, if you really want to know the truth, I think, you know, book smart. If you passed out an IQ test, an animal would obviously not do as well as most people would. But it is harder being an animal than it is being a human. 100%. Unless you're like somebody's really morbidly obese cat that gets tons of attention and just sleeps all day, or you're like a dog that somebody takes to the vet when it eats a chicken bone or something like that, you know. Fire being annoying here. Aaron is still not going to be able to fight this. This is no, Aaron, just go home. Just go. Just let him have it. It's not worth losing a villager over. Fire's going to micro here. He might make a mistake. But animals are smarter than a lot of people give them credit for because their lives are harder. Being an animal is harder than being a person. I mean, you hear like people complaining about how unfair the world is, about how unfair human society is. Just take a look at how animals live. Like if you're an animal and you wake up and you choose to go left instead of right to forage for your food for the day, it could mean the difference between encountering an unescapable predator and not, right? It's completely random. And if you're a wild animal and you're living, not you, but like if a creature is a wild animal and just living in the woods, living in the jungle, wherever, a lot of it is it just boils down to luck. You know, you could trip over that root and then you can't hunt or forage for food properly. There's no supermarket you can go to. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget about, is that it's just because of the struggle that a lot of animals go through to live, I think that weeds out dumb animals. Whereas because we take care of each other and we don't struggle as much as people, it doesn't weed out dumb people. You know, like the richer your society is, the dumber it gets. Because a poor society will weed out dumb people. People that make bad decisions. So I guess that's, you know, all things considered, when you look around and you're like, how can my life be filled with so many dumb people? Just remember that the reason that there are so many is because you live in a prosperous place where people can afford to be dumb and not starve. Because in the animal kingdom, if you are dumb, you die. All right, so anyway, that's my rant about animals and intelligence. And I don't really know how we got there. I just know that we've been watching these guys fight. Fire has gone scouts, and he's trying to do damage here, but nobody's really done any damage, right? Nobody has any eco kills here. And that's kind of to be expected given how far apart everything is. I think if the players had gone more ship investment, and but they're kind of playing defensively even there now. If the players had invested more into ships, there may have been more eco kills because you cannot small wall fishing ships, nor can you garrison them in buildings, unless you're Gurjaras, of course. Aaron heavily on gold. What's he doing with the gold anyway? He had this issue last game too, where he was too heavily on gold. Like what's he making that requires so much gold? I guess he's making galleys. But Fire's going to be Castle Age before he even gets over here. Aaron needs to build a second lumber camp right here. Maybe some more small walls. Okay, so Aaron is on his way over. He's got 4 galleys. He has fletching. What is in this dock here? A demolition raft. So he's got to be careful. Fire could pop out of this as he's rounding the corner and just blow up. Yep, there it is. And instantly he loses more than 50% of the HP on these galleys. So he's got to withdraw. That's funny. You don't normally use fire rafts, or demolition rafts rather, against, you know, galleys, the galley line. But if an opportunity like that presents itself, then, you know, take it. Why not? Age of Empires is all about having unconventional strategies. Fire coming forward with some archers now. And of course, yes, that means that Aaron will not be able to take this gold. But honestly, he really doesn't need this gold. He needs to just go up to the next stage. But maybe, I mean, what do I know? I'm just a 1300 pleb. Oh, nice. We get a demolition raft boom here. And kills 3 scouts. Dadgum. So Fire getting a little taste of his own medicine, but in a more painful manner. Aaron cannot wall over here, so Fire will work his way around and be a pest on this side. And he's scouting it to see what Aaron has over here. He's scouting with the junk. Got more fire ships coming. It's come around the long way, and these fishing ships are in danger. Where did Aaron go? Aaron is going to try to get an attack in on Fire, but Fire is going to arrive at his fishing economy first. Now, maybe Aaron has a strategy that as Japanese, he can make these spearmen and use them to attack the galleys in the shallow area, because spearmen do more damage to galleys. Or maybe the spearmen are purely incidental. They did not mean to be here. They were built for some other purpose, and they just happen to be walking around. Ah, there it is. Okay. Well, too few, too little, too late, I'd say. And Aaron just running his fish. But Aaron is on his way up to the castle age, which is really good. And he's not going to beat Fire there, but he will have clicked up by the time he sees that Fire is up. And that is kind of a big mental battle. Like, if your opponent gets castle age and you haven't even clicked yet, there's going to be serious thought in your mind. You know, what am I doing with my life? Do I belong in this game still? But if you've already clicked and you've clicked some time ago, then it's fine. It's better. But it's never a good thing to be later to the castle age than your opponent. Unless your opponent is, like, killing you or something. Or you're killing your opponent, rather. And your opponent just went castle into GG. Okay, so Aaron bringing his fishing ships in here to safety. I mean, they kind of might as well be dead. They're not working. But I guess in theory, Aaron could send them back to work soon. But Fire just kind of camping here with some fire galleys. And Aaron fighting over here. See if he's able to micro the galleys. Japanese galleys have a lot of line of sight. But Aaron is going to clean all these up because, or Fire is going to clean all this up because Aaron has not upgraded them yet. Here's a forward siege workshop. I don't think archers makes any sense against Franks, if you want to know the truth. I'm not sure why. I don't understand why Aaron went archers. What do they get you? Are you afraid that you're going to get man-at-arms rushed or something? You can just mirror it, you know. Just go your own Japanese man-at-arms. They're better. He's doubling down, though, in the crossbow. I mean, I guess the good news is that he won't need as many pikemen to have the same effect against Frankish knights. Frankish knights are hard to kill. Actually, they have more health, but Japanese pikemen attack faster, so they kind of even each other out. Okay, this forward siege workshop is denied. Fire's going to send some fire galleys here. Okay, we got a second town center. I like this town center here. I think it would be better if it were here, but I think that this is fine too. So Aaron going to go back to work on these box turtles, hoping that Fire does not see him or come over there. Or maybe the reason that this fire ship is such low HP and there's only one of them is because there was a demo shot, killed the other, and almost killed this one. So maybe he's thinking, if this fire ship comes back over here, I'll just shoot it with some crossbows and finish destroying it. So Fire coming across the map with knights. These knights are not to be trifled with. They just got the speed upgrade. They have +2, and they're Frank. So these knights are going to be painful for Aaron to deal with. The best way is with a monk, and Fire finishes off the monk because monks suck now. Unfortunately, nerfed the hell out of him. I guess he's just going to fight that. Just going to run in, see what he's got, and then run out. This is a good town center. I like this town center. It's on the stone. Maybe would have built it one more to the left, but it's fine. Or one more to the right, I should say. Fire's going to expand his fish boom. So Fire raiding Aaron with a knight. So is it Aaron's turn to launch a counteroffensive against Fire? Cross this river at your own peril. There's fire ships and there's a big group of knights up here. It's dangerous. He needs a scout unit to check it out first. Maybe he gets a whiff of it and decided it's not for him. Yeah, we're not going to go over there. So these fire ships do clean up the rest of the fishing ships. Looks like this one survived, and this one Fire sent over after. So Aaron going to build a forward castle here to help solidify his side of the map, his position. This is a good castle. There's another gold here. There's more gold here. There's a stone here. There's berries. There's deer. So it's a good castle location. It secures this gold as well. It's a very good castle location. But actually, basically, every sort of neutral resource on his island is pretty much under this castle except for these berries and this relic. And these deer. And this water buffalo. And this crocodile that he does not want to do anything with. So this castle is good because if he pokes the bear and there's like a huge stream of knights that run out, he can run back to his castle for safety. But he has some pikemen here. And these pikemen will significantly reduce the number of crossbows he needs to dispatch the knights. There's no demolition raft here, so these pikemen... Okay, I guess the pikemen are going to fight. No, pikemen are not going to fight. Yeah, just fight. Make up your mind. Okay, here come the knights. We're going to get a big fight here. And the knights clean up the pikes, no problem. The fire ship's sapping a lot of health away from these units. These are low HP units that Aaron sent over that can't afford to donate much health to these fire ships. So he doesn't really get much out of that attack. In fact, he probably lost more than he gained. Aaron adding the second armor for infantry, and he's going to farm underneath this town center. So that's probably pretty smart. Town center is a safe place to farm. Or under this castle, I should say. Oh, Fire trying to get in here. She doesn't realize that... I guess this is closed. So big night raid in Aaron's base. Aaron getting the armor for the pikemen, but he doesn't have enough pikemen. He simply does not have enough pikemen. He needs some monks or something. Fire is well ahead in resource count. Could you imagine if Aaron still had those pikemen? Maybe he could be back here and he could fight this off. Or maybe attacking here was the right thing to do. I don't know. I don't know anything with this game. I'm just a slightly above average player. So we got 6 pikes. Surely Fire will be clicking up pretty soon. He's going to build this castle here, and he's just waiting for the food to trickle in. He has a huge fish boom over here. And he's prevented Aaron from doing anything with fish. Fish are just so powerful. So Aaron is going to go for a castle drop over Fire's gold, but he's going to be in for a rude awakening because as soon as this castle goes up, Fire's going to click up to the Imperial Age. And then he's just going to roll up here with his knights and his trebs and treb down both of Aaron's castles. Looks like Fire is taking the initiative to build a castle and to secure this neutral land here. He is sending a monk to get this relic. And then he will, after building the castle, mine this gold, which is smart. So Fire is on his way up to the Imperial Age, and Aaron is nowhere near. Where is Aaron going with this? Does he believe that a castle is going up here, and it's his goal to stop it? What's the plan? He has an outpost here, so he may have seen that happen. Oh, he's just, okay, I'll kill this monk. This monk gets stabbed to death by the pointy boys, but Aaron is going to panic heavily when he sees that Fire is imp. He might even just resign straight there, because Aaron has nowhere near the food he needs to get up. The power of fish. So we got a pikeman raid. Aaron has somehow used a monk, 2 pikemen, and a fire ship to turn back Fire's raid here. So Fire will be imp in right now, and that will cause Aaron to despair heavily. We got scorpions rolling this way, chasing these pikemen. Fire's going to bring them back that way. I would totally cancel forging here if I were Aaron. I would sell all that stone and I would try to get up as soon as possible. Because that means cavaliers, that means final armor on the knights, and then Frankish privilege of just running through, tearing everything up with cavaliers. It's no joke. I mean, you could fight it if you were in the same age easily enough, but if you're an age behind, it's really hard to fight that off. I appreciate that Aaron is going samurai, though. I like samurai. These samurai are going to dive this trebuchet, keep himself alive. Samurai attack very quickly, too, so that they'll make quick work of that treb, and they'll even kill a lot of these villagers building this castle. Fire is at 120 villagers to Aaron's 80. But this is going to be the problem right here. This can literally dive town centers, and there's nothing Aaron can do about that. So these guys are going to come through here, and they're just going to tear through these farms. They'll probably avoid the castle, and they'll just go and just tear through town centers. And Cavalier is here. 144 HP for Franks. But Fire's playing conservatively. I guess he's just going to come win this fight here first. And Fire defeats Aaron. 3-1. We were glad to see that Aaron took a game off of Fire. That's always fun when the sets are as close as possible. And it happened on a map that I created. So I guess that means that the map was sufficiently complex that even the pros would have to think about it a little bit before pulling out the win. So what do you guys think about this set? Let me know. I thought it was entertaining. I thought that this set was entertaining. So the map actually was pretty good, I think. Final remarks. I like this map. It has the unbuildable terrain around the woodlines, but the woodlines are big, you know, so it's not insane. It's not. I respect Land Madness, but man, Land Madness would be pretty tough with those constant overchops. The players are very far apart on this map, which is a disadvantage, but I believe that that is intentionally done so that the game is not too snowbally. It kind of it's a way of evening out the openness of the map from this unwallable terrain and from these shallows on the sides. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We had a good set on some good maps, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.